out this week.
Okay, cool. Make so. Because she may have to go back to not wearing pants again because...
Oh, I'm surprised you wearing pants.
That's because she comes straight from the office.
Surprised you don't walk through the door and just say, bloop, bloop.
Look, that's the real tea. That's the real tea.
Girl, why you got snaps on your slacks?
Hey, community. It's my birthday. But guess what? Here's what's brewing today.
Weekend strippers.
Stand with Ukraine and Black people.
And Ask Yo AunTeas. She can't sing. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. And it's my fucking birthday today. Hey.
Fuck it up, it's your birthday, bitch. Hey, one time for the birthday, bitch. Hey, two times for the birthday, bitch. Hey, now fuck it up if it's your birthday, bitch.
Hey. It's Auntie Kerel.
Yes. Auntie Dewan is here.
And it's Auntea Jerrell. What it do?
Made it another lap around the sun, ho.
I know that's right.
It's like, I don't even know where the last year went because it just felt like I just had a birthday. And I'm like, damn, it's around here again. Thank you, Lord, though. Thank you.
Right. Okay. We'll only do it.
Seriously. Right. But Pisces season. So all the Pisces out there, stand up, swim up.
Swim up.
Do what you got to do.
Should I be doing some swimming?
I haven't done that in so long. So another YouTube episode.
I ain't done that the fish lips.
Wow. That's kind of hard to do.
It really is hard.
I've done that.
She got us all over. And the wife did it so easily, so you know she do it often.
Wow. I probably have not done that since like elementary school. Low-key.
I haven't done that in decades.
I would have gone through the rest of my life never doing that again. Thank you, Dewan. Got them fish lips going. Okay.
Whatever was old is now new.
Look, facts.
Funny.
All them people that was doing all them duck lips and these, are now like, oh, wait a minute, you could do that too?
Do the fish lips? Duck lips are old, fish lips are in. Damn. How y'all two doing today?
I'm good.
Let's go whiskey on the rocks. That's a whiskey on the rocks today kind of day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. She woke up on the wrong side of the bed. She had woke up. That's what happened. She had woke up. And that was it. That was the only thing that set me off today. And it's been off key all day.
Those are the worst days where you just wake up irritable. You're just like, I don't know why I'm irritated. I don't know why I'm irritable, but I'm irritable. Get the fuck out my face.
Yeah. It was a day where I just I had no drive to do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to look at anybody. You ever just want to sit in a room by yourself and be unbothered?
Yep.
Yes.
That was me today.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was mad. I just wanted to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah. No, I get that. My parents, and it's kind of probably been my whole life. I kind of been like that, have these random moods like that. My parents used to be like, it's that time of the month for Kerel.
Oh, no.
They used to say that shit. Like, it's the time of the month for Kerel. It's true. You just some days be like, just leave me the fuck alone. Like,
I normally don't get like this.
No?
Yeah, it's rare. Like, normally I'm such a people person. I'm like, go. Like, I'm normally checking for people who are in this situation. Like, are you okay? Can I do something for you? So when it happens to me, I'm just like, girl, I don't even know. It just, I just feel so unlike myself. It's it's so weird. Like, I feel like I need a vacation. I need a Saturday where I just sit on the couch and just be like, phone away. Don't call nobody. Don't text nobody. No social media, and just watch stupid ass TV all day.
Yeah, those are the best.
I need one of those.
We'll do it. Do it this weekend, boo.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll see. We're going to Portland this weekend, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having a little date day, just just me and Bay, and at a strip club.
Period. Okay. It's like the only one that's still nude in this country. Shit.
Yeah, no, we're going down for the day, and we got.
Have you been to that strip club?
I have not. That's why we want to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's not why we want to go to Portland, but we're going to go while we're in Portland. Let me clarify. But we're doing.
Reason for me to go to Portland, but else out there.
We're about to find out, though. We're about to see. So
Portland is cute.
It's cute.
It's way cute.
I mean, but they got some. How many listeners we got from Portland?
Hey, Portland, look, stand up.
They know. They know.
They interesting. You know, like they just.
Here's like the Austin of the West, or maybe the old Austin of the West, because Austin's like Hollywood now. But
yeah, they weird. They weird. Yeah, that whole keep Austin weird thing is very much a thing in Portland. Yeah.
So I can bet you they got them lumberjack strippers though.
Look, you about to find out though.
I can't wait to talk about it. Community. You know that's gonna be a topic in, well, maybe not next week's episode, 2 weeks episode.
About to find out. But we got a couples massage. We're gonna do some ice skating, and then we're gonna have a dinner at some fancy restaurant, and at a strip club.
I know that's right.
That should be cute.
Yeah. So, and then he leaving me for 2 weeks, so that's why we doing our little thing this weekend.
Oh, you gonna get y'all gonna get riled up at the strip club and take that shit back to the telly. I know that's right. You packing your thongs.
There won't be enough time.
Ooh, I know that's right. She's
right,
like,
that's it. Look.
Like, I ain't packing nothing.
T-shirt with no panties.
I know that's right. Is he going? He's going over to Europe.
Yeah, he's going back home to Europe for a little over 2 weeks. So
nice. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. You know what else? Like Swinger Richards is no longer here. You know what else I found out this last weekend is no longer to be? Manhandler Saloon is gone. So community, if you a ride or die community member, remember the episode where Dewan was like all into the mic? That's the Manhandler Saloon. It's no more.
Really?
No more. So no more sucking dick in the barn.
That episode.
Yeah, like, and I guess it's been a minute. It was like the end of 2020 or something that it shut down. And because hey, what's up, Issa? Issa was in town, and I don't know how we started talking about the Manhandler Saloon. I mean, it should come up all the time, but and I was like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, that closed down, right? I'm like, oh, no.
I'm not surprised though.
I'm not surprised, but it's just
surprised.
Like, damn.
I mean, because it wasn't really like a staple.
No,
no. I mean, it kind of popped.
That
on
was
the
easy.
scene.
It wasn't one of them staples, right? Well, I guess it was kind of easy.
It was kind of easy, and they got a staple in the back, but it's not a staple. Because that's where all the activity was going.
Yes. Yeah, it's one of those things.
How we walk out of Summer House Santa Monica having this bougie ass like
that's the thing.
Dinner, and then walk right over there, and there's
that's what I like. I like that little juxtaposition where it's just like, okay, because Lincoln Park has definitely gotten bougie, especially that part of the Lincoln Park. And so to me, it's just like that last little, old school gay bar where it's cruisy and this and that. So I like that little yin and yang of it. But I'm sure that piece of property was like killer money. So they're like, get rid of these gays sucking dick in the back.
It was yin and yang, and then they yanked it.
Honey, they was yanking a lot.
Literally yanking a lot.
I mean, I was like, damn. But it just goes to that thing. It's just like, oh, I know what we're talking. We were talking about Swinger Richards and just how like a lot of the gay institutions over time just like start to like disappear. Because another friend of ours, Brian from San Diego, who used to live in Atlanta years back, he was just asking, he's like, oh, is this bar here? Is this bar here? And we're like, nope, that closed. Nope, the Eagle closed. This to go. And it's just like, damn, like when you start verbalizing it like that, you're like, as much as like we love being included, we still got a lot of fighting to do because obviously we see the Texas and Florida bills, but you still wish you had a little bit of your own.
But it is cyclical though, because like when places go, other places pop up, and it's a bit cyclical. I doubt that we'll ever get into a space where it's like there's just no like gay bars or whatever.
Right.
And especially in Chicago, I mean, the gays love to be out and have their own little something. So
that is true. But
know.
dude, can you suck dick in the back anywhere in Chicago anymore?
I mean, you can suck dick anywhere in Chicago.
Okay, you're right.
Did those words really come out of Auntie Kerel's mouth? Mosquito booty. This mosquito bites on the booty.
Right, but it's been a decade. She don't forgot.
She says, "I's married now."
The listeners listen to this podcast just like we do. They know what you be getting into.
It is what it is.
Like, this one giving us the the national news report of all the fucking strip bars across the United States that are closing. This is the one that's telling us.
I'm just saying, you gotta stay up on these things to know what you gotta do. But yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Innocent Peach over there.
Wow, where she need to be.
I'm over here just knitting my doilies.
My little cardigan.
For the dicks.
All the dicks. Hey, not mad at it. But I mean, Community, it's been a week, yo. Like, the second we got done recording last week, and here's the crazy thing about last week's episode. We recorded so much. There was so much that we wanted to talk about. Literally, we recorded on Tuesday, and then we're like, "Oh, damn, we gotta talk about Drag Race." So we recorded on Wednesday, and so it was kind of a hodgepodge, long ass episode. You're welcome, because some people are like, "We want them 2-hour episodes every once in a while." Well, we gave it to you, but literally the second we hopped off last Wednesday, it was bombs over Baghdad. I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Yeah. So like we hopped off and saw that Russia had invaded Ukraine. And it's been a week. Like,
yeah.
It's things like this that just, I don't know about how you guys are feeling, but like it's just things like this that just make me realize how powerless I am. Like you have your own perspective about what you think is right and what you think is wrong and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, how do you go from like nothing to like war? Like, how do you bridge that gap? And now with all the things that are happening with, the bombings and, just the treatment of people, like it ain't even civilized war. I'm like, they're going full out like Hitler. Yes. It's horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different feelings. One, I find myself like on a daily basis being like reminded like of how grateful I am that we live here and that we don't have to personally go through things like that in this moment. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get involved to some degree or whatever the case is, or it may not get worse.
Right.
But right now in this moment, I definitely find myself feeling very grateful that we are on this side as far as what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. But then I find myself also feeling torn in a completely different way because I think about people like my partner who lived through a war with his own country growing up as a kid, and the things that we were doing at our age was like not even close to what he was doing, like having electricity for 3 hours a day, and only having running water for like 2 hours out of the damn day, and having to share a 1-bedroom apartment with like 8 different people and running for your lives and stuff like that. I can't imagine, but living and, being with someone who has witnessed that, I see the trauma that it's bringing up and triggering within himself, and I find myself even that much more grateful, but then that much, sad for what's happening. Mm-hmm. But then,
then white people start white peopling.
White people start white peopling. And then you see that some of these people have the audacity while they fighting for their lives to still shit on Black folks.
And brown folks. I saw some Arabs. I saw some like brown folks. I was like,
Black and brown folks. Like, I just like, you fighting for your life and you still can't clock out of racism. Like, it's that indebted in you. It's that rooted in you that you still can't be like, we all going through this together. No, it's still a me and you situation. And so I find myself being torn, being like, well, now I want to say fuck some of y'all. But at the same time, it's just like,
it's a lot of emotions.
So it's like, now I'm finding myself being like, damn, like Black and brown folks can't really exist anywhere. And then the fact being that there's still so much shit happening, like the US bombing, I believe they bombed Somalia like 3-4 days ago. And like, that wasn't even in the news. But you hear about this stuff happening to Black and brown families or communities, and it don't get the press the way that people who are white or passing or
let a little white girl fall down a well.
Girl, she fell down the well,
right?
Yeah,
like they can hear it, they can understand a damn dog before they understand a Black or brown person.
That's a real statement. Yeah. I and it's one of those situations where we always preach about this is the grandiosity of just feelings and situations, because it's like I could feel sad and mad and upset about the situation in Ukraine, and I could still feel sad and mad and angered at the Ukrainians for treating the Black and brown communities that way. And I don't know the answers. I way above my pay grade of trying to figure out all the mixed craziness of it. But you're right, Charles. It sucks to see that again in moments of crisis, the pecking order that white people continue to try to place us on. Instead of coming together and saying, hey, what's your skill set? What's your skill set? And let's get out of here, or let's fight, let's fuck homeboy up in this tank. You know, there's a huge opportunity to come together because, like you said, you're all going through it at the same time. And to say that some of these folks aren't Ukrainian, you know, and things like that, like, I'm like, wow.
You still find your ass, we all getting bombed, and you still find time to hate.
Yeah, just like
you going to hell. You going to hell.
It's like that's the definition of.
Yeah.
Right. We all in this shit together, and you worried about this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That part.
Like,
that part.
So
yeah.
But I don't know the answer, and obviously and I'm trying to watch how I'm saying this so they don't come after us. Shit, but obviously the world is dealing with a country or a particular human being that genuinely doesn't care. He wants what he wants, and he has the power to try to get it. Like it's scary to hear things like the nuclear. I forget how they're saying it, but like they're sensing that the nuclear weapons are getting loaded up and things like that. You hear this shit, and obviously some of it too might be this propaganda that they're very good at putting out into the world to make you believe is real, to instill fear. But it just kind of reminds you again, as crazy as like even like the Afghanistan wars and things were, we haven't seen in our generation, and honestly it was like half of our parents' generations really, this heightened across the world. Like the whole world's got to do something because like because Russia's doing this, and then you see China be like, oh well, okay, we're looking at this playbook because we're about to go to Taiwan and do the same thing.
And that's the thing that's so scary about it is the ripple effect of how there are some other countries who would love to follow in their steps and try to start some shit with another country. And that was one of the things that, you know, Fizz was talking about, like, you know, people back in Kosovo was worried about was, you know, Serbia and Serbia trying to make moves on Kosovo again. But the US is so established in Kosovo, like we have a military base and we have people there still to protect. Like they are really under our protection. So Serbia won't try it. But don't mean that other countries aren't thinking about shit like that, you know.
And to all our folks in the military that have literally just probably got home from Afghanistan, I'm sorry, man. Like, and I use the terminology "man" very like non-binary, so that's the Midwest coming out of me.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry, y'all. Right. Sorry, y'all. Because you're tired. It's like, shit, I just sat down and this shit is popping up. So we appreciate you. Thank you, because that is so not my ministry. That is not my wheelhouse at all.
But you know, I will say, you know, a couple things that I will say though is seeing some of like the celebrities, like the Miss Ukraine of like 2015, like she now took up arms and she, you know, holding shit down. Like that UFC fighter who was like a champion, like he picked up a firearm. Like he, you know, and their president kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? We was talking about that this weekend too.
Like, oh, I know. I was like, I'll save you, daddy, I'll save you.
And we were saying too, we was like, just get all the gays on Putin. Like, just send all the gays out there. Be like, because he hate us so bad. Like, he wouldn't know what to do. We just strip butt naked and just running towards him. Like, just like shit. It's like, hey, Putin. Hey, Putin.
We get distracted on the way.
Exactly. We'll be distracting each other. We'll be like, I'll be like, oh, what?
It's like, oh, I'll be right back.
Over there.
Right. I'll be right back.
Right. But y'all got this? Y'all got that? Okay.
But I mean, that's another thing. Is like the LGBTQIA plus communities. You know, again, that packing order, and you're just hearing stories about the craziness, and they already didn't feel safe in countries that didn't really recognize them, and so trying to get out and save your life. Again, you're on that packing order of what they deem is right, wrong, and who's powerful and powerless, and it's a lot. I
can't even imagine living in a country like we're blessed in some regards, you know, living in the United States because we have such a strong, you know, military presence. Ain't nobody trying to fuck with us like that. I mean, we got, you know, Canada to the north of us, we got Mexico to the south of us, you know, like Russia's kind of like doing like this. They're kind of close. If I remember, Sarah Palin could see Russia from her back porch. So they kind of close, but they ain't trying to come for this fight. But I was just trying to sit here and think, like, you know, if there were some kind of like if you weren't landlocked, do you like, and you hear that your country is like on the brink, because this has been rumbling for the past 2 months in this intensity. It just makes me wonder, like,
too. Honestly, you know, since then they're like, shit, it's inevitable.
And it just makes me wonder, like, you know, like, and I realize that a lot of people don't have options. Let me just say that their whole family is there, but it's just like, it makes me wonder, like, would I just say, just fuck it all and just go, you know, just go somewhere, anywhere, you know, even if I got to walk, you know, just like get the fuck out of, like, if we were in like some kind of like mass conflict, I can tell you.
Hey, boo.
On the podcast, and you're practically naked, so
show the community.
Turn the camera around. Turn around. Every time
Adam said, I know.
She knew what time it is. She was trying to get your attention, knew what time it was. You gonna see me.
Wasn't it last week that he said you something about choking, and then this week he coming in naked? Come on now. He's giving you them heads to one. He's like, put it on, we boo.
Way too much into that. But no, like, I don't know. It just, if something were like that were to happen here, I would be gone. I wouldn't even stick around. I'd be like, fuck this apartment, fuck all this shit or whatever. I'm gonna take whatever little, cash I can and just get it out and then go somewhere.
Is there something that's interesting? Yeah, like there's something that comes up like when it's like fight or flight, and it's just like what are your skill sets? What can you do and things like that? I'm not a fighter, but I'll think some motherfuckers. And so like put me in that position. Put me in some things where I can be 2 steps ahead of somebody.
Come on, strategist.
Okay. What's that game? The game them white people play? It's something of Catan.
Oh, Settlers of Catan.
Oh, that one. That's you, girl.
Don't know that one. I missed that game.
Some strategy war games is what what that is.
I would be good in that position, but
I love that it's if not even a fight, I'm gonna fight,
And
that was your thing. You literally buying sheep, trading like wood and brick, building houses.
But the people that play that treat that shit like
it's for real, for real.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know that game, but if I gotta fight, I gotta fight. It is what it is. Like, I don't feel like dying yet, so like, let's go kind of thing. But is there something that you would grab? Is there something that is just so of value to you that you be like, I can't leave this behind? No?
Nope. My passport.
Yeah.
My passport, my ID, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a minimalist, like everyththing, and not meaning I don't have anything, but meaning because you can see I got little shit all over the place or whatever. but I'm a minimalist in that I don't just have shit just to be having shit. So like everything I own is stuff that I value and that I'm for the most part using. I have very few things that like don't see the light of day unless it's seasonal. However, all the stuff that I do have that is sentimental, like, like my drawing portfolio for when I went to fashion design school, or, some of the photographs that I have like physical form versus, digital form. Burn it all away. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I don't have anything really that I would like need to take or want to grab outside of my passport, but I do have like an emergency kit though. I do have like an emergency kit in case something happened, if buildings actually on fire or some shit like that. Like,
is it like buried outside the city 15 miles and like under the ground?
It is right by the door. It is right by the door. So when I'm leaving, I'm grabbing it. It's one full motion. Going out the door. We all out at the same time.
Yeah. That's a smart idea, honestly. That is a smart idea. Like I was thinking that, and I've been kind of thinking about that, just packing and things like that. I'm like, because like I'm one where a lot of things have, even if they probably really truly don't have, some kind of sentimental value. So I'm like, oh, I remember when. So a lot of things of memory is sentimental for me. Even
like keyboards.
Like all 29 of these keyboards, I know. But if it came down to it though, like I've already kind of combined what I would need. It would probably be my laptop and one of my hard drives, because I feel like music and creativity is the only thing you really can't get back. Like it's such a in that moment thing that it would be hard to recreate some of the things you did of the past, and even if you did just like 10 minutes ago. So to me would probably be the most things of value, is just because like I know there's no way I could recreate or rebuy or redo some of this stuff. Everything else ultimately you can replace, but like I think that would be the thing I would grab with like, and I know which hard drive it is because it's big enough. Because like over time I've just kind of migrated everything to it, to be in one location. I think that's what I would grab, is my laptop, a passport, some kind of ID, obviously, and that hard drive. Everything else, I think I could pretty much replace at this point. So
I let it all go.
Let it go.
And look, if you know if they were bombing New York City, and I had to get out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be carrying around anything that's going to hold me back or that I have to worry about taking care of.
You gonna miss your bus.
Passport,
right.
Get my passport, maybe my driver's license, whatever little cash I got, around the house, run over to the bank and get more out.
I know that's the hard thing. It's like the cash part, because we're almost like in a cashless. We're at least in the U.S. in a pretty predominantly cashless country. But let them start shutting Swift down. Let them start shutting shit down. It's like, bitch, I ain't got nothing.
And my emergency kit, this part of the checklist. Sure do.
That's why she gonna get robbed. She putting all her business out there. Like, it's right by the door.
Right, it's right by the door.
$500 sitting in that bag.
They can try it if they want to. They get got.
Like, it's gone. It's gone.
Try it if they want to. They'll get got. I got a nice cold piece waiting for their ass too.
See, that's why we need that's why we need people like Jerrell on the front lines if it go down. Like, I'll be like, Jerrell, get him, bitch. Get him, bitch.
Ready.
I would fight a race war, but I wouldn't fight like another war.
Yeah.
Facts. I would fight a race war. So like, if white people start acting up, it's on. It's on. Yeah. It is on. Like, but if it's like a war with like another country, I don't give a shit, because this country ain't did shit for me. So I'll fight for my people, but I won't fight for the country. No.
I feel that 100%. I think I would have to agree with you on that one. Yeah. Unless somebody try to come for my grandma, then in other words, I don't give a fuck who you is.
Yeah. I hear you.
But leave Miss Carolyn alone.
You. When you said grandmother, I was thinking of that chick for RuPaul's Drag Race that said, "You ugly bitch."
Oh, Angeria.
Come on, Angeria. I know that's right. You know what? We might as well get into Drag Race right quick. Get it in early, because last week we was all in there. We was talking forever about damn Drag Race.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's not talk that long this week about it. But
I really don't got much to say because I don't remember much.
Me either. I was thinking that when we logged out, I was like, damn, we got to talk about Drag Race, and I barely remember this episode.
I mean, I remember it was the singing one, the three of them, they did the trio, right? That was this week, right? Where they did the Motown kind of 60s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we kind of called it. We said Carrie was next.
Yeah, we did. 100%. And then of course she went up against Jasmine. Like,
is she next too?
She next. But I have a feeling the way that they're editing Diabetti, right? That's
Diabetti. Yeah.
The way they're editing her, I feel like she might do. It may be one of those. She was at the top, and now she gonna get the chop.
So I don't like her.
Because I mean, like, she can't do like. First of all, that JoJo Siwa outfit, I said it didn't have shit to talk about. God damn it.
Yes, you do.
And this is coming from the person that just started watching.
Right. This part. Anyways, I can't stand that hoe. I'm so tired of her. It's just, I'm over her.
There's something very privileged about her. It feels.
I honestly think that she has an undiagnosed, like, mental divergent disorder of some kind.
Okay. Is that why she bald-headed?
You know what?
I'm done with
you. I was watching this. I was flipping through Instagram and I saw this video about how evil Black kids are when they roasting each other, and she was saying that's why your mama ain't got no knees, so she can't pray for you. That's why your mama dead. So and it was just like,
your mama ain't got no knees, she can't pray for you. That's funny.
And I was just like, that is so awful, but it's so funny.
That's why I went with the mental the mind. That's what I said about it. Like, that's
Black people go for the juggler from get-go.
It was like a couple of episodes ago, like we were talking about slave movies, and I made kind of an off-color comment about, whatever. I won't repeat it, but we be going there.
It's like, damn, from Jump.
So here I am talking about a potential mental disorder. That's why she bald-headed.
It's like, well, damn. Okay.
But I want to say for the record, mental illness is no joke. I wasn't talking about.
I'm just say that. And you're still laughing. You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
I sincerely mean that, though. I do. I sincerely mean that. I just don't really like her, y'all. I just really don't like her. And I apologize because y'all know me. I am an advocate for mental health. You know, like it is not something to take lightly. But she is bald-headed. But she is bald-headed. She is. She is bald-headed. So
I knew you were gonna say that.
I stand by that part.
Yeah. She's definitely clearly the villain edit, if there is a villain edit or whatever, it's definitely leaning towards her, and she's giving them a lot of material. She's obsessed about the absolute wrong things. But then also I find myself a little bit sympathizing with her, because at the end of the day, the whole thing, I'm said a little bit, only because she, you know, she's treating this like a competition. Like a true competition.
I'll give you that.
You know, so it's like, you know, so like, what do you weigh? Do you weigh, like, my opinion would be, I would treat this kind of like Jujubee, right? I would be on the show once I get on. Like, I don't care. I wouldn't even care really about winning it, because one, you do a lot better on your bookings, you know, on your own when you're done versus when you win, and then you're locked into the, you know, the promotional agreement for the next year. You know, you just don't make as much money. Y'all might not know that, but that's the case. So I would rather than treating it, I personally would rather treat it not like a competition and use it as an opportunity to, you know, whatever, get as much screen time, you know, like use it as a promotional opportunity, you know, to get myself out there, whatever. She's treating this like a competition, like she's trying to win the competition. And she's doing it at all costs, meaning if she has to talk bad about somebody, I do like the fact that she stands by her word. Like when they call her and what's her face?
I said what I said.
Yeah, she's like, I said that. And she didn't apologize.
Didn't. She said she kept on putting that eye makeup on. She said,
she's like, okay.
Yeah. There's just something like that comes across very privileged white boy from her that rubs me the wrong way. I agree. I like the competitive part of it, but and I just don't think she's that good, quite frankly.
I think the thing that rubs me the wrong way, in addition to her personality, is the fact that her makeup and her overall affect is so reminiscent of her drag mother. Like, it's not
as good. Because Crystal be painting
that part.
Painting.
Well, she paints little, like, I like the little, like, the skinny eyebrow that she did with the cut crease in between, and she did like the overdrawn lips on the middle of her. Like, I thought that was like cute. Like, she's got really great painting skills, but it does seem to be focused on that same kind of look. Whereas I think what Crystal did was she was able to do that, and she did full face of things. Like, she was able to, it was like full concept.
And you believed Crystal. I don't believe Diabetes that's the aesthetic that she really likes to do. I think she just
is what she knows.
She didn't know what she wanted to do. So Crystal, I like that a little bit. That looks cute. Let me do that. Crystal was just quirky enough that it fit her personality.
Right.
And so that's why, to me, it just comes off a little disingenuous, you know?
Yeah. Copycat.
Very copycat.
Very copycat.
And Jerry came back. She had a good week again with her little Diana Ross, even though she can't really sing or dance. Yeah. She had a little Diana.
I was surprised that she is and I can relate. She is a
two white feet.
2 white feet. Ask my 23andMe. That's where my percentage went to, girl.
That scene took me out. She's like, "Oh, you thought I said 2 white feet? Well, you might be right, because all the black people I know can dance, so I got 2 white feet." I was like, "Andrew, you are killing me." Killing me.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
But she was back.
Yeah.
You know what? Y'all liked Bosco before I liked Bosco. Bosco's starting to turn on me.
Bosco is legit. Bosco
Yeah.
is legit talent, like legit.
I
Like
agree.
he has his own, or they, but non-binary, are very have their own look, aesthetic, and it feels authentic.
It feels right, exactly. It feels like their point of view of drag. Who else?
And I like that makeup at the end too. I like the little like the makeup that they did, whatever, that had the little like curls or whatever. And I thought
I like his eyebrows or their eyebrows.
Yeah,
I like the way they do that.
Yeah, and they kind of like curl up. Yeah.
And then Willow is dope to me.
Willow really dope.
is dope to me. She knows how to paint. Yeah. Like, and it's just this weird little twist on things every single time, you know?
It was the rhythm for me. And I love that the girls were like, oh, she didn't tell us that.
That's how I would play the game.
Absolutely.
You ain't
100%.
You ain't gonna know everything.
And she was, look.
She said, okay. I was like, you better skip it.
Okay, bitch.
Skip it, ho.
I said, I know that's right.
Oh my God. And that little beehive she had too. I was like, that's fucking fire.
Yeah. This was one of those episodes where like you can tell RuPaul does stuff just for himself. Period. ain't nobody else clocking for no damn 60s throwback. And I was pissed off when it was introduced, because when they showed the little black and white TV screen, it was all white people in the audience. I'm like,
well, that's how it was.
But I'm saying you
so you got your own show. You could have got some black people out here, Rue.
You got enough white people watching. You ain't got to put no more white people on this show. Damn.
Right. Yeah. But
but that one backup dancer with the mustache, though, he was cute.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like the backup dancers. I didn't like their dancing. It was not period enough for me at all.
Oh, I didn't say I like the dancing. I just said he was cute.
I know. I get that. Yeah. I'm just saying I didn't like what they were doing up there, because it didn't fit the motif. Because it was like neck all, like crunking it and stuff. I was like,
they were going a little harder. They were going harder than what the energy was giving.
Yeah, they were showing them way too damn much. It's supposed to be about the drag queens, not the people that we don't even. They ain't even the pit crew. They were just dancers.
See, that tells me it was the edit, and that tells me it may actually be worse. That part.
Yeah.
That part. Because I peeped that too. Because I was like, I'm getting full face of this mustache, and I'm not mad. Right. But I thought it was a competition about the girls.
They did it a lot for Lady Camden's group.
Yes.
And Deja's group.
And honestly, like,
because they showed the whole routine of Willow and them.
Because
like, I know the whole 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm like, damn, I know the whole choreography.
and honestly, when I watched all of them, I wasn't really that impressed. I was like, this what y'all doing? Okay, let's see who all's gonna be up for elimination this week. And I was like, oh, it's this.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was clear that the first team was the better team, though, by far. Like, now, was the choreography cute or whatever? Like, no. But they had more substance to their routine, and they were way more on point than any of the. If I saw this one more time, girl.
Yeah.
and offbeat. Some of them were just.
That's why Carrie had to go. I said, how? That's why you had to go.
She came across that screen like. Moves. I was like,
girl, bye.
And then she was off rhythm to Toni Braxton. How you off rhythm to Toni Braxton on the lip sync, though, too? I said, no.
Especially after old girl don't kick the shoe off. I was like, you could have slayed her and you still
been okay.
All she did was just walk across the stage and be pretty.
That shows you she ain't out there in them bars like that. You gotta hone that shit in. Like that's skills and that's why this newer generation. That's why I think I like Willow, because Willow has started to hone in various aspects of her drag. Instagram has probably fucked up drag a little bit, because a lot of them want to be the pretty queens, and I get it. That's what get your coin, get that paid partnership on Instagram. I get it, but now it exposes them on shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, where they're trying to at least somewhat show a little well, not even as much as they used to, but a fuller aspect of drag than just the prettiness.
But that's one thing I appreciate about Carrie Cope is she did say she like one thing I learned, I've been focusing on one side of my drag for too long.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I think she called herself out. She knew that she was not as prepared or well-rounded as she needed to be there in that competition. So, you know, I hope sis is, you know, out there, you know, like being like, all right, I got my shit together. I took some lessons. You know, I'm sure Tajik Hall could use some bookings right now. So, you know, call her up.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, I think what's going to happen with
last week.
Go ahead.
Well, I said it last week, but I'll just say it again. People keep forgetting when they apply for the show, this is a competition TV show. With emphasis,
right on the television.
Exactly. Like this is literally not about the competition. It's about being a star and standing out and making memorable TV moments, either through your vulnerability and through your talent, through whatever, and using the competition within the show as a platform for that.
Period. That's all it is.
I mean, and if you don't know that by now after 15 years, you know,
you don't need to be applying. Save that reel and do an Instagram reel.
Right. Exactly.
100%.
But I feel like Carrie, if she's able to kind of maybe get her dancing down, might pull a Naomi Smalls, because Naomi was the look queen, or probably one of the first original just like look queens of this newer generation, but came back in All-Stars and well-rounded herself. So I'm hoping Carrie takes that moment and say, oh, you know what, I do have an opportunity to really do the due diligence on the other sides of drag and come back and really catapult myself. Because Naomi, if you look at Naomi in season like 8 to Naomi in All-Stars, what was it, 3 or 4? You would be like, damn.
Different caliber. Huge. I also think that because, you know, for Carrie Colby, I feel like her drag wasn't really drag.
It wasn't.
It was just her dressing up in costumes as herself. And I think, and that's no shade to her transness, no shade to like her as a, you know, as a makeup artist or whatever. But I think if I were to think about what really makes a good drag persona, it's elevating from everyday. Yeah. So if your everyday is pretty and gorgeous, how are you bringing something different to the table? Yeah. Well, how else? The question is, how do you bring something different to the table? You know, there are a lot of queens that showed up here that were gorgeous, you know, like in a, you know, what do they call it? I don't want to say traditional, because I know we're
like
using
a stereotypical way.
Stereotypical, you know, like attractive, you know, kind of way or whatever. But in an Instagram kind of way, let me say it that way, just because he was gorgeous in an Instagram kind of way. But that doesn't translate to being an entertainer,
right?
You know, and you know, like when it came to like, you know, they had a lot of times tried to bring stuff out of her, tried it in different voice, try to get ugly, like and she just
and she didn't know
she wasn't listening.
She didn't know how to do it yet.
No, no.
So this has been a good segment, y'all. But you know, we gonna have to wrap this bitch up. Like her season got wrapped
up. Well, let's take a quick little tea break then. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo Aunteas
got
merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find this at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minorityReport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself. All righty, ladies. What time it is?
Ask
your aunties.
Come on, radiate them titties, girl. And again, if you're not watching on YouTube, subscribe, please, and watch on YouTube. You miss little moments like that you might not get to hear.
Facts.
Like with the audio version. So continue to download the audio because we need those numbers. But then also, look at the YouTube. It's cute. What were you saying, Devon?
we need to get some Ask Yo Auntie t-shirts, and I'm thinking about it. We need to get that.
Yeah.
Some real cute up and all on the areolas.
On the areolas. Yes, ma'am. Let's see here. So the question says, hey, aunties, a best friend of mine loves to sing and she's not good. And it kind of annoys everyone in our friend group. She will get up and sing at any possible moment. How do you tell her she's not a good singer without hurting her feelings?
You don't. You shut the fuck up and let her live her best motherfucking life.
You're right.
Bitch, because let me tell you, singing ain't for everybody. And look, it takes
singing's for
courage.
Everybody, but it ain't for everybody.
But it ain't for everybody, right. It takes courage, one, to get up there and be that kind of level of vulnerable, because I know plenty of people who can sing, but the stage fright, the shyness get the best of them. And I understand it because you don't want people to judge you. But I appreciate that bitch. That's a real friend, by the way. Let me tell you, that's that friend that's gonna have your back, because that's someone that says she don't give a fuck about what anybody say about her. That means she got your back. So you shut up.
She might give a fuck if you. She might give a fuck if you said she's not a good singer.
Yeah, that part exactly. And here she was being like, I was gonna ride for you. Like,
that's true.
I do feel like there's some petty shade going on in this question. This is not a real question. This is not a real question from a real friend, because at the end of the day, if your friend loves to sing and they sound horrible, you gonna let them sing because you love them. You care about them. They part of your your Judy circle. Mm-hmm. But this sounds like a little hateration, right?
Like why you ain't get them no singing lessons? Like you supposed to be best friends. How many birthdays and holidays it went by and you ain't got them not a near lesson?
Let me tell you, if I love doing something and you don't think I'm doing it well, but I love doing it. If you set up here and tell me, try to criticize and give your little 7 out of a 10 or a 3 out of a 10 on something that I love doing, it's over.
Right.
It's over. The friendship is over because you just showed me right then and there that you don't care about me. If I love doing something, why are you trying to steal my joy?
That part.
Even if it hurts your ear.
Because your singing's stealing my joy. That's why. Shit.
But you gotta tell me. But you got it'll be a different story if the friend is asking for, opinions or, well, yeah, y'all, what song do y'all want me to sing? That's a different story. But if I come in through the door and I'm the la 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 la, like if I come in the door singing just because I love, singing or whatever, and then you're gonna be like, I need to tell you something.
Like sis.
You just stealing all the joy away.
Like, be careful because you might get clogged too. Because you're like, oh well, I can't sing, but bitch, let me tell you about you. You might get red for filth and return. You may chew with your mouth open, or you may smack too much or something. Look, maybe your edges. Maybe you ain't got no edges, but your friend be nice and be like, you know what? But you still cute. Maybe she hype you up, even though you may be ugly. Right. You better be ready for your feelings.
Off.
Right. Absolutely. Just be ready.
She said it kind of annoys everyone in our friend group, though. This tells me that everybody talking about it, though. Ooh, that says so you should be that good friend to be like, hey, girl, I know you love singing. Everybody else. I'm throwing everybody else under the bus. Everybody else say you can't sing, girl, but go ahead and sing, girl.
Right, but I love you because I'm telling you, I'm being a real friend. I'm the real friend here.
That's so wrong. But it is a good tactic, though.
They had said you can't say.
Right. I had overheard, you know.
Oh, you can ask everybody.
Oh shit. But I mean, I get it. Like, cause like everything is a tone to me. So like I can hear when things are slightly off. I'm like, oh shit, they don't fuck that up. But there's a lot of times, especially if you can't, they probably know they can't sing, but there's a vulnerability of it and a comfortability of being around your friends, knowing you can't do something, but you do it anyway because there's a simple joy in it. And so just let them live their life, let them live joy. And if you don't like it, then put some headphones in. I don't know, but you know what's gonna hurt their feelings. Like, you know certain things are gonna hurt people's feelings. So sometimes you just gotta put your emotion and your discomfort aside for a little bit, because it's not like they maybe they are singing all 24/7, but it's not like it's not gonna come to an end soon enough. And
but
it's not gonna be that terrible. I hope not.
I was gonna say, now I feel like, now I feel bad, because now I feel like you need to say something, because you know what just resurfaced on my timeline is that video of Beyonce, her concert, and she was singing, and that white girl was like, no, let me see it.
That was like one of the worst sounds I've heard come out of a person's mouth. Yeah, you're right. Like, so I don't know.
You might need to tell your friend just in case you get caught up.
But I liken this to, like, you know, so Kerel, if you think about like your midriff shirt journey.
Yes, crop top.
Thank you, crop top. I couldn't think of the word or whatever.
I know, but like someone shaded me for my drawing.
Midriff.
Like, that's like somebody, like, if you love something,
yes,
no matter what it is, unless it's like physically hurting somebody,
right,
you know, not hurting their feelings or, you know, their eardrums or whatever. But like if you love something, don't, like, haven't we had our joy stomped out of us as queer people?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So why can't we apply that same logic? If something is bringing somebody else joy, let them have their moment.
Also, sing with them. Maybe you may actually find some joy out of it too. Just sing with them. But like, girl, you know, look, I don't give a fuck. You know, like.
And there's ways to kind of still make it a little funny. There might be a little shade throw here. They'd be like, "Oh, girl, you ain't hit that note. Let me do it for you." You know, just being stupid.
Or you can say, "Alma, check your battery."
Period. So I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's gonna hurt their feelings. So. Especially because it sounds like you want to be a little petty about it, since your whole group, your whole friend group don't like just start turning.
So you had a conversation with everybody about this, about your friend, and now you want to tell your friend.
But okay, I got a question for y'all though. Like, say said friend is trying to be like a singer, and you like, ooh, that's not her ministry though, and like, like. She tried to make it her career or something like that, but it ain't up to par. How do you handle that?
Let me tell you, my life is so busy, and I am so focused on it. I ain't got time to be telling nobody else what to do with their own life.
That's a word.
Like, if that's what they want to do with their life, then go for it. If they ain't hurting nobody, if they ain't hurting themselves, I'm going to be a supportive friend 24/7, because that is someone else's dream.
Yeah.
And it is not my fault. It's not my place to be the dream police. Now, safety, yes, I will. Dreams, go for it.
My only caveat to the question is if they ask for my opinion. Because if they ask for my opinion, and this goes out to all the community out there, if you ask my opinion, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and then don't be mad and try to flip some shit on me because I'm telling you something that you don't want to hear because you asked me. But if you don't ask me, I'm gonna gas you up. I'm gonna give you your props. I'm gonna let you do your thing. But if somebody like who is tone deaf or whatever, or whatever circumstances, they're trying to pursue singing as a career, and you know, I'm like judging on the sides based on, you know, conventional sounds of what you know is audibly pleasing, right?
Audibly pleasing. I like that. That is that HR terminology coming out of you.
Very much.
Like, that's a whole different story because you didn't ask. And I've always viewed my job as a friend and as for people that I care about, to support them no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing something that is physically hurting or infringing on somebody else's rights or whatever. But like, I'm gonna support them. You want to do you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
But if you ask me my opinion, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's the hard part for me. It's just like, because a lot of times I'll hear things and I just shut up. Like, because I don't want to hurt feelings, because I get it when that's your passion and things like that. Like, it's a vulnerable state. But I have heard some folks out there where I'm like, ooh, you spending a lot of time and money and effort on something that I don't think is really going to pan out.
Have you ever been asked your opinion about someone's whatever ability?
What'd you tell them?
I find ways to,
a loophole,
in my opinion, give pointers that might help, like that might make whatever the song might be better or whatever.
Like you better stop.
No, I'll never be that mean.
You better choose a different track.
Either that, or hey, did you think about maybe instead of going up to that note, doing it down here because it's more in your wheelhouse, or that way it's not really.
I can see her being like, maybe you should be a producer.
It's like, you should write the song.
Right.
That's just a demo.
Money.
Just demo it and we'll give it to somebody else.
Money if you write music than sing music.
Right. Just demo it and we'll give it to somebody else. No. So that's how I kind of approach this. Was like, oh, that was good, but at this verse or at this chorus or whatever, or this note that you hit on the key, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Did you think about doing this way? Maybe it would work, maybe it doesn't. And they could take it or leave it. But at least that way it's getting across what I need to hear out of it.
Yeah.
But it's not stomping on their creativity, because, artists be sensitive about their shit. So
absolutely.
And especially when maybe if it's not even the final piece, that's another thing. It's just like, it might not even be the final thing, and you will hear nitpicking this and that and that. It's like, shit, like, I just laid it down real quick to get the idea
out. Just to get it out.
Exactly. Yeah. So because I'm the same way. Like, I mean, I've been in situations where like I like did a track or something like that, and they ain't feeling it, and you're like, oh shit, you feel that energy already. You're like, damn. And there's been people that have like squashed it and squashed the dream. And you're like, damn, I'm a horrible, like, I suck at life. Or there's been other people that have done the same thing. Like, have you thought about this? Have you used a different snare? Have you used a different kick? You're like, okay, let me just take the feedback for what it is and take what I need and kind of grow from it. So, but anyway.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. I just boil down to the fact of, I think as a friend or as a loved one, your responsibility is to love and support.
Yeah.
It's things like this, like, how do you tell that she's not a good singer without hurting her feelings? Well, if she didn't answer, you don't say a damn thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
how you do it.
That's a word.
If she asked you now, that's a whole different situation. That you can let it loose. Let them know how you really feel.
Well, community, let us know if your friend cannot sing and the whole friend group ain't feeling it, and she'll get up and sing at any possible moment. How do you tell that person they're not a good singer without hurting their feelings? Let us know. And continue to send your Ask Yo AunTeas questions to aya@minoriteareport.com or DM us. And we got a shout out to Travis. Hey, Travis. He sent us a note this week from last week's episode and said, hey, aunties, awesome episode today. Loving that Black Card Revoke game. We love it too. Yes, that's a fun game to play. Fun. He said, y'all got me busting out laughing at work. Have to get it for my friends. Also want to know and ask you guys, have you seen the new Proud Family Reboot on Disney Plus? And if y'all had any thoughts about it, cheers. So before we even get into it, I have actually, here's a Black Card Revolt moment, never seen a single episode of the Proud Family. I know the theme song and everything because I was like a fan of Destiny's Child and like Solange, but y'all know me, I don't be watching TV shows like that. So like even younger when this was out and popping then, never really watched it. So that's a Black Card Revolt moment for me. But so I don't know if I'll watch this next one, but Jerrell, you had a visceral reaction. You don't like
I feel like I'm the auntie to answer this question.
Yes, please do.
First of all, let's talk about the theme song. Why you take a song that was iconic and loved by that generation, my generation,
yeah,
and you make it this upbeat, poppy, wannabe, trap-ish, TikTok-ish type song that just it's not even close to the same. It's not even close to the same.
You sounded like you're reaching
really
that age that like, why these kids fucking up my music?
Like, for real. Like, no, honestly, they could have literally just kept the original theme song as is, and it would have fitted just perfectly. Just perfectly. They did not need to redo it. Or they could have found like maybe Chloe or Halle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like to be able to do it, or like another girl group or something like that to give it that melody, because it is more of like a soft, funny family show. Okay. And so the tone of the theme song just doesn't fit what the show was about. You know, it's supposed to be kind of like a funny cartoon Black show, if that makes sense.
And he did say after this, and I didn't put it in this little post here, he said there seems to be an increased focus on the LGBTQ part of the family or something. I don't know who it is. Is that
let me get to that. So now they didn't added an extra character. First of all, they what was homie? They got rid of Dejanay's boyfriend. I forget his name. It wasn't even his boy. Dejanay was obsessed with.
Wait, hold on. The Proud Family name is Dejanay.
No,
I'm so here for that.
One of Penny Proud. She's the main character of it. Her friend name is Dejanay.
I'm so here that they got this black ass name on there. I'm so here for it.
And I forgot what the little boy name was. But Orlando something. What's his name? The one that was in That's So Raven.
You're talking about the actor?
The actor. Yeah. He voiced that character back then, so that's probably why they got rid of his character.
Been problematic
ever since. Yeah, he's been going through some things, so that's probably why they got rid of his character like that. But they did make room for this queer
black. You know, that's cold. Like when they could get rid of a cartoon character,
the whole person away. So now, and they've added another character who is a queer black gay character who has fashion and is very, very flamboyantly gay, but and it's almost stereotypical at this point, though. That's my thing that bothers me about it. It's almost like a black person's perspective of a gay person versus what we actually could possibly be, or are, you know. So yeah, it needs to be rebooted. I said all that.
And it's loud. It needs to be rebooted.
It really is.
They scream all the time.
Yeah,
scream, not just like
Judy. I'm like, girl.
So it's like Bebe's kids.
Very
worse.
Very
worse.
Very.
At least there was some dialogue.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
So where's this on? What network is this on? Where did they bring
Disney
it back
Plus.
on?
Disney Plus.
Okay. So at least we got some representation, though. At least on that Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that there was something going on? So Travis, thank you for that question, and thank you for the listen to the episodes and repping us and all that stuff. We appreciate that so much. There was a Instagram post going viral of this little girl. She was like, I think it was 2-year-old girl, and this is just talking about representation, even in like cartoons, where her mom has tried to get her to keep her bonnet on. And she kept on taking it off. And there's a cartoon out there, and I should have looked it up before we hopped on here, that literally the little girls in the cartoon wear the bonnets, and they got a little bonnet song. And literally the little girl doesn't want to take her bonnet off now.
Yeah.
Like her mom was like, oh, do you want to take your bonnet off? She's like, no. So when people like it's moments like that, people don't realize when we talk about representation matters, especially from such a young age. For something as simple as wearing your bonnet through the night so it don't mess up your hair. Seeing that on a cartoon is fire.
Real.
And it's
okay,
real.
so the Proud Family can stay.
but I mean, if it's not good, I mean, if they're being very stereotypical and not pushing the narrative forward.
But when you talk about little children, they don't have the nostalgia
Right.
to it like I do.
Yes.
So that's where I'm coming from. But when I think about the show itself, I think there will be a form of representation and bonding that would be great for the younger generation, if that makes sense. But if we're comparing the two,
okay,
it's a no. But if I'm going to stand alone on its own for someone who's a child who don't know anything about what's prior, I'm sure a child will love it.
I just feel like, and maybe again, this is like as humans, we're cyclical in how we tell stories. Like you get to a certain age and you want to relive or, you know, introduce what you loved about blah, 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 fill in blanks to a whole new generation. And you have the opportunity to bring stuff forward. And just so tired of all these reboots. Like, where is the new stuff? Like, there are so many potential new stories that can be told, you know, different types of people being represented in different kind of ways, you know. And I get, you know, like, oh, you're putting all this money into creating a show and whatever, and you want to make sure there's a moniker of success that you want to put into this, and you it's almost like a guaranteed thing because you already have an audience that appreciate that, and the people that grew up with the Proud Family probably have kids that are about 8 and 9 or you know, whatever age. And, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to get a new crop of people in there. And it's like, I get all that, but it's like, can't we just have some new stuff sometimes? You know, just some new stories, some like something we haven't seen before, because this stuff is
I struggle with
disappointing.
I struggle with it because like you see something like, and I haven't watched it yet, like something like a Bel Air, where yes, it's like the same world that we kind of already lived, but clearly that the guy that came up with the idea was something that was like very passionate about it. And so like, even though from my perspective, I'm like, damn, we already kind of know Bel Air, we know a lot of stories, but then it's kind of cool. At least he's doing it from like a sitcom to a dramedy kind of thing. So I struggle sometimes because it's just like, it's still getting him an opportunity, it's getting the writing room an opportunity to potentially maybe down the line give us something new. So I completely agree.
I definitely want to check that out.
Like, damn, same here.
And the community is riding hard behind this show. Like, I have heard nothing but good things about that show too.
Is it out?
Okay.
Yeah,
it just came out last week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's on.
Well,
Peacock?
I'll give it a couple of
Peacock.
episodes before I give it.
And shout out to Will Smith for winning the SAG award.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's gonna be Will Smith's season this year.
I hope so. I would love.
I guess I need to finally watch
that
movie.
That outfit that he was wearing, though, it was a no for me.
You didn't like it?
It reminded me.
I didn't
of
like
when
the glasses.
It reminded me of like him doing like his Miami video mixed in with Wild Wild West, the movie. It like the double-breasted blue. It just felt very Wild Wild West to me, and I was like, I'm not really.
Venus looked good. I was like, oh, hey,
she
Venus.
She
looks.
That's like one of the best like outfits and just looks I've seen Venus in.
Yeah.
Because Venus style isn't all the way there for me.
No, but you know, I want to say this last year, this hiatus she's been on, like, I feel like she's been like living her best life.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I'm just happy. I'm just like, go ahead, girl. I'm just
I feel like they're retired. Like they like Serena walking in like the Off-White fashion show, and she all in Milan of Paris, and Venus out here with that thigh high slit up and everything. I'm like, go ahead, ladies. But I just need to see y'all one more tournament. Damn. Let me just that's it. So I can get a proper goodbye, even if y'all don't want to. That's what my wish is.
I do love the fact that they are taking like this break.
Yeah.
You know, and so hopefully, you know, in the midst of doing all this, their body is healing, and you know, they're in a spot where they're feeling really good about it, and they can come back and do some damage and be like, deuces.
Yeah, I'm saving my coins for the US Open this year. So
I want to come. So yeah.
Okay, come on down. You got a place to stay.
I will be doing
I'll
the
be there.
Open this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I usually go for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we saw Serena in that off-white tutu that year.
Right.
Just fire. So
I went last year and I went last year.
You go quite often.
And then, I try to. I since I've been in New York, I've gone every year. Yeah. Except for the COVID year.
Yeah. Right. Because they didn't let nobody in. They was like, fuck y'all.
Well, they wouldn't have it.
We don't want y'all cooties. Yeah. So I know we're at the end of the episode here. Normani has a new song coming out. So we'll see. Ooh, don't do that yet. Let's just see what this next one is. Let's don't disregard it yet. She doesn't come with a damn album.
Look, I'm like I like her. I'm a fan of her. I'm just so tired of rooting for her, and then she just fades away,
disappear.
Yeah, I'm just like your team don't understand shit about momentum.
Nope.
I really wish she had better people around her to understand. Like, when you are hot, you give a fucking full court press, bitch.
And it sounds like it's her. It sounds like it's her, because every interview she's like, everyone keeps telling me to keep going, but like, I'm so perfectionist on my album, so I just want to wait. I'm like, girl, don't wait. Nobody cares about perfection anymore. Like, they ain't gonna be checking for you in a minute.
No. I bet you she's probably one of the people who, like, I recorded like 20 something songs and like only 6 of them.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
just,
girl,
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, because I'm like,
you're gonna end up with 50,000 CDs in your basement and no money. So keep playing if you want to.
Chili's pretty, so you won't be in her basement. It'll be in the storage room that she can afford to pay monthly.
You mean her apartment? Her storage apartment.
And then right now as well, the State of the Union is on right now. Actually, I'm DVRing it. So I'm sure there'll be stuff that comes out of this that we'll miss just because we're recording during it. But is there anything, and obviously Ukraine's gonna be the number one agenda at this point. Which kind of stinks, because there's other stuff, at least within the country, that also needs to get some highlight. But I mean, Ukraine is huge right now; it's affecting the world. Is there something else that you hope he addresses that he needs to focus on as we're in like a midterm year?
I am glad this news came out by the time this aired last week, that the lynching bill finally passed the House.
The
House. So I mean, that's huge. Baby steps. I'll take baby steps. It only took 85 times to get through, but apparently it passed with overwhelming support or whatever. We'll see. If,
and we're watching you, West Virginia. Like, it's a 50-50 split, and we got Kamala, so she gonna vote for it. So let's see what Democrat fucking around on this to not pass this shit finally. We're looking at you.
But from a macro perspective, I think the only other thing that I would be curious about, well, 2 things. One, doubling down on this racial divide that's happened, that's continued to happen underneath his watch between blacks and whites or whatever, because that shit needs to be addressed. There's too many of these white supremacist groups that are out there, and ain't nobody checking and doing no shit. At least we ain't hearing nothing about it, so we need to have that. And then I think the other thing is supply chain issues is fucked. Like, I mean, you can't get nothing in like 2 days, 2 weeks, 40 days, and everything is back.
Let China attack Taiwan and see like what the supply chain issues really go to.
Look,
it ain't gonna
if you need
better.
Anything, order it now. Order that shit right now.
Yeah.
Don't be waiting for your income tax checks or anything. Like, order that shit now, because it's not gonna arrive.
Like, it's for what? Like, I went to college for a supply chain major, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like actually a double major. And look at that.
Okay.
Your boy was kind of smart once upon a time.
And you chose supply chain?
Supply chain. I had a double major in supply chain marketing and had a minor. Well, I ended up not getting it because I dropped the last class last semester because I didn't want to take 21 credit hours my last semester. I was like, shit, I want to party my last semester. Fuck that. So I was one one class short of a advertising minor as well. So, but yeah, like reason I did supply chain was because I went in doing marketing, and at least a lot of the early courses were the same. So I was like, okay, I might as well do it. And then it kind of splits and you take more courses. But I was like, supply chain is going to be making a little more money coming out of college than marketing. So let me at least grab this and then have options. And so I actually started my career more on the supply chain side and kind of now have morphed more into the marketing side and insights and category management, blah, blah, blah.
Come on,
and,
career.
Career. And actually, we said that a couple of weeks ago, community. We want questions about professional life, career life, blah, 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 blah. Because it's something that we haven't really talked too much, surprisingly, out of 161 episodes now. That I feel we could provide some help and perspective and things like that. But yeah, supply chain. So like I see it, I'm glad I'm actually not in supply chain right now because I know they're working long ass days and nights because this shit is crazy. And it just shows you how, like, I knew how fragile the supply chain was before this shit went down. And now the world realizes how fragile supply chain is because let one little thing get off kilter, you see what happens now. So but yeah, Jerrell, anything you want Biden to say and doing the State of the Union?
Not really.
Wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass.
Look, I'm just ready for so much change. I am so done with talking at this point. So
no, I hear you.
Yeah. Oh wait, we forgot to shout out to us. Was that he nominated what's her name?
Yes. And I wrote it down right here, Supreme Court. Hold on, I want to get her name because it's black and I'm here for all of it.
Yes.
I just love, like, it's the blackest name. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Come on,
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Come on, Ketanji? Yeah. That's fire.
Yeah.
So no, that's and Senate, get her through. Like, stop fucking around. West Virginia, we're watching you still again. And at least Biden stuck to his word for that. For if she gets through, first black woman. Actually, not even if she doesn't get through. Like, she's already the first black woman to be nominated. And I think she's 51, so she has a, God willing, long life ahead of her to really impact change. And what I enjoy when it comes to stuff like this is just like, yes, we know that it's 6-3 conservative to the liberal side of the court. But what happens is, like, when you start to have people that don't look like you in your bubble, you start to realize their stories and things like that. And yes, it might not tip it immediately, but it's hard to hate people when they're in your bubble and hearing their stories and things like that. So whether they out grabbing lunch for the day, whatever it may be, starts to infiltrate that bubble. Even though Clarence been in the bubble and ain't did shit for nobody, but
talking about pubic hairs on the coat.
Honey,
get out of here.
But yeah, no, that's fire. So Ketanji, congrats. Black women, congrats.
Oh, and it's National Women's Month too.
Yeah,
Women's Awareness Month.
Exactly. Exactly. So women, we see you. Black women, we see you. So yeah, well, this is the last time I'm recording in this space in Atlanta. Next week you'll see, because we kind of recorded it a little earlier, but it's a fire episode. I edited it yesterday. Fucking fire. Hilarious.
Oh my God. Oh, it's that episode. I forgot.
Fire. So to toot our own horn, not to toot our own horn, but to toot our own horn. Next week's episode is fire as well, so tell your friends and everything.
Watch that one on YouTube. Listen to it and then watch it. Listen to it and then stream it and then watch it on YouTube. It will be a treat for your soul.
But community, thanks for rocking with us, and wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
That's a bitch mouth.
What?